basically, if I wanted to, I would probably find somebody else to be like, here, watch this guy teach.
Are you gonna
Those are like 30-62.
Ow! Huh?
Those are like 30-62.
Who's two?
Yeah, yeah. So, 30-62. Got you, folks.
You guys stay because one of the senior friends went.
Maria, come on back up here. Back up here, have a seat, get out a notebook. I don't know, variety. Just come on back up here. Get out your notebook. There you go.
I don't understand why Josh was even there if he's going to talk to you. He was like, he was real day long. But you were on our side. Josh too. Rivera, he was shot up.
Huh?
And he was like, yeah, I was there every day. That was funny. Is that ready? Now I have a notebook.
Wonderful.
Why did you put your hat? You ran it
I don't know.
It's life.
I'll take it off again.
That book's so ugly.
Just do it every 10 seconds.
All you country stuff.
Except you.
Alright.
I thought Coach was doing pretty nice right now with the weather.
So listen, I'm going to get started, so if anybody has any more
This is each
dumb questions for the person in front of them that don't really relate to anything, just get them out now. Yeah.
Good.
Like a pen? Yeah, I can do that. Alright, amino acids and proteins. Wait, now, Shabria, that was the comment about questions for the person in front of you that aren't really important, but just to make sure that was for you.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was.
Are you done?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so amino acids, proteins, hopefully you know this is stuff we're made out of, right? You know, your skin, your bones, all that. Alright, so amino acid, the word comes from two things.
Write it down.
An amino group, yes, write it down. There's an amino group on every amino acid that comes from the word ammonia, which means it has nitrogen in it. And there's a carboxylic acid group, which is the COOH that we saw on all those acids, methanoic acid, ethanoic acid, all those. Yeah. See if this works.
Oh, man.
Alright. So nitrogen, talk about nitrogen for a second. You'll remember nitrogen has 5 valence electrons, which means it only fits 3 more in the outer shell, so that means nitrogen makes 3 bonds. So in all of our drawings, we should, you can draw this if you want to, you don't have
Oh, wait,
to.
is that.
Let me finish my sentence, let's try that. So, in all, no, she interrupted me and I was nice enough to respond to her, which I shouldn't have, and set up an example, and then you asked another question. So nitrogen should have 3 lines attached to it in all the drawings. Alright, now you can ask your question. Okay.
There's only 2 lines though.
There's no lines. This is just a nitrogen atom.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Drawing atoms will be on the final, so it doesn't hurt to do remember
I know
how to
it's
do
not.
this.
Okay.
Alright. So, nitrogen can make 3 covalent bonds. That you should write down. Hopefully by now we all know carbon makes 4. Alright, so the amino group looks like...
Dang.
What? Am I going too fast?
Yes. Slow it down just a little.
Yep. Everybody ready?
This is why you should be powerful.
Sure.
I mean, we're sliding in.
So, an amino group looks like this. You got a nitrogen with 2 hydrogens coming off it, and then it's attached to whatever the rest of the molecule is. Carboxyl group, you've seen this one before. So write this one down. So basically all these amino acids, we're going to have both groups attached to the same molecule. There will be the NH2 on one side, and there will be this COOH on the other side. So this is the part that makes it called an acid, right? There's your hydrogen and ionize. Okay. I think I was kind of excited when I made this PowerPoint slide, but a little bit more energy that day. So the generic form for an amino acid, you're going to have your carboxyl group here on the right, your amino group on the left. There's always going to be a central carbon. One side on the hydrogen, one side will have something else.
But you have to draw this?
You have to draw this. So this something else could be just a hydrogen, or it could be a carbon, or 5 carbons, or whatever. Alright, so we'll look at some amino acids. The simplest one going to be next is going to be glycine, and you'll notice that just the R group is going to be a hydrogen. So that's glycine. There it is. Draw this one. This will definitely be in your worksheet. So you guys probably remember from biology class, there's about 20 common amino acids that we need to live and make proteins.
Didn't we do this before?
Not in this place.
I feel like we did all this before.
All these organic molecules start to look the same after a while. These are the things that, if you remember when, in the cell makes the mRNA, and the mRNA starts chaining together these things to make a protein. These are the things that are getting stuck together, right?
Good morning. Anyone that did not receive your invitation for the honors banquet, please report to the guidance office at this time. Thank you.
Alright, I'm going to go through a couple real fast. You don't have to draw these. So you'll notice all that's going to change is the R group, right? So for this one, it's a carbon. Now on this drawing, they got lazy and wrote CH3, but you know that means a hydrogen, a hydrogen, a hydrogen. This is alanine. Valine, your R group is 3, no. Your R group is 3 carbons chained off like that, right? They branched off rather. Lysine, so you got 4 carbons straight down, and then you have another amino group at the end. So with lysine, if you're making a protein, it'll go this way, and then you can also have one come off at the bottom so they can like kind of branch into protein. Cysteine has a sulfur in it. This is one of, I think, 1 or 2 that has a sulfur in it. Draw this one. I think I asked you for this in the worksheet.
That's still amino acid.
Still an amino acid. As long as you see this on one side and this on the other, it's an amino acid. I think this particular drawing, it's the directions reversed. The carboxyl group is on this side and the amino group's on that side.
Well, just for the sake of, continuality, can we reverse it?
I could, but this is the only one I found on the internet. So, yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
SH means sulfur.
Yeah, sulfur with a hydrogen attached to it. The sulfur, like oxygen, makes 2 bonds, so it needs a hydrogen. Cysteine is important because if you have a chain of peptides, like in a protein, chain of these amino acids. They can circle back on themselves and the sulfurs can stick to each other. That's the kind of thing that determines like if you have curly hair or straight hair, if there's those disulfide bonds. All right, ready? All right, so this is how these things connect together. So here's an amino acid, here's another amino acid.
Put a heart.
Why you put a heart?
Oh yeah, because they're coming together. They're like, you know, happy to join in.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is so corny.
I was having a strange day that day. Anyway, so the OH on the carboxyl group comes out, and the hydrogen off the amino comes out, and then the carbon and the nitrogen stick together. So this is a dehydration reaction, just like we saw with the formation of fats or polysaccharides. Water comes out, and when these two stick together, we call this a peptide bond. You don't have to write, all you have to write is 2 amino acids combined to form a peptide, and write that a water is given off. Or you can write dehydration reaction, which is what that means, a water molecule. And then again, when you're digesting protein and you're breaking it down into amino acids, you have to put the water back in to break these bonds.
Wait, so what are we writing down?
2 amino acids combine to form a peptide, and then you can write that water is given off in the reaction. Or you can, nah, you don't have to draw that.
Nobody is a tree.
Well, this is my life every day.
Almost felt sorry for you.
Almost. Alright,
Did
ready?
you take something that day? Because you put your smiley face at the end.
What did I do? Oh yeah, smiley face.
He was
Yeah,
on drugs.
yeah, last period I was going to change these parentheses going the other way. But that's how I do it. Alright, so these peptides, right, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 amino acids. The red lines are the peptide bonds. What do I want you to know here? So a peptide is basically a chain of amino acids. It could be 2, 3, 4, up till 10. If there's more than that, then we call it a polypeptide, which is really still the same thing. Once it's a finished product and it does something, then you call it a protein. But if it's just a chain of amino acids, it's not finished yet, it doesn't really do anything, then you just call it a peptide or a polypeptide. You can write that, whatever it says up there.
I just wrote what she said.
Yeah. Excuse me. And obviously that means it's a polymer, right? Any chain of repeating units is a polymer. So a
Can we write that
protein
down?
is a polymer of amino acids. You don't have to write the last part.
Oh, the chain you don't have to change.
You don't have to draw this though. By the way, from now on, I don't know if I told you guys, I'm putting a link to the PowerPoint itself in the video. I told you already. I apologize. Sure.
No, it was just like.
Alright, you got this?
No.
Don't worry, I didn't need it.
How many more slides is there?
That might be for the rest of the year.
I don't even think I have 40 seconds for this. Tomorrow, we'll probably last PowerPoint. That'll be on
Monday. Do we have to draw that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Huh? No, you don't have to draw a bottom.
Are you doing a lab today?
Yes.
Oh.
Alright, so, whoa! What I want you to get here, the words peptide, polypeptide, and protein. Alright, come on, let me finish the sentence. Let's try without anybody commenting. So, peptide, polypeptide.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. Just write this down. I don't even want to talk. Just write it down.
The whole
The
thing?
first sentence.
Wow.
Yeah. Mad means a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna write the first sentence.
Anything more than like 9 is mad. Up to
So-
like 1,000. So if you say like there's mad people at this party, that means, you know, that's usually between 30 and 200.
Did I say so?
I guess it varies depending on the context. The protein could actually just be 3 amino acids, or it could be, you know, 1,000. Yeah, there's a lot of comments on that today. I was thinking of deleting it. But actually going through and editing my PowerPoint just seems like too much.
Maybe if you guys let him talk, you would just send it to him this turn.
Nah, that wouldn't be fun.
That's what I do. My class is good. I tell them they don't actually have to. Yeah.
She called you yeah.
No, he was talking machine. Yeah, no, you probably won't take this class again.
Unless you fail.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You might take it in college,
If you want to be a chemist.
but then you'll write lessons, so just go fast.
This is,
You have a complaint? Okay. Taking all of them. Yeah, that's like 25 seconds.
I only wrote 1 second.
So, the point of what all this is trying to say is a peptide is a chain of amino acids. So what's the difference between a peptide and a protein? A protein is what's actually done and it does something, it's functional. Whereas a peptide is just any chain of amino acids.
Why'd you steal a pencil? Oh.
Alright, ready?
no.
Put it on my desk.
Pay attention.
Next.
Gotcha. Make sure that I acknowledge you during the question and respond to. Alright, so this is what a protein looks like. You'll have a long chain of amino acids stuck together, and they can fold back on themselves, and the hydrogens and oxygens can form what are called hydrogen bonds. These are weaker bonds than regular covalent bonds, so we don't draw lines through them. But you can have this and they go back and forth over and over, and so it can form like a sheet or a spiral, and so this is how the structure develops from proteins. You don't really have to write any of this. I just want you to get that proteins are really big and there's a lot of amino acids. Now, if there's enough of this stuff, we don't write out all the ones. We just kind of draw the shape of the larger structure. So this is hemoglobin. There's 4 separate long peptides, these pieces here. And all this, which has a mass of 64,000 grams, so that tells you there's probably, 5,000 atoms or something in a hemoglobin. The whole thing is just built so that there could be a tiny iron atom in the middle there, and that iron atom is the thing that grabs the oxygen and transports it through your blood. All right, so there you go. That's one of the bigger proteins. Small proteins can have a mass of a couple hundred. Large proteins can have a mass of 50,000 or 64,000.
Did you make that yourself?
The slide or the picture?
Does it?
No,
Because it looks like graphic.
it does. These are just like sheets of protein, and then they're spiraled around.
Can you write that?
No, you don't. Well, you can write just what's at the top. But that's it. And this is the last slide. Questions?
Let's go.
All right. Yay.
I think we made it.
And Alana, when you're done, can you turn off the camera?
Nah, I think it's canceled.
Oh, yeah?
I was in the last